Welcome
Oh, hey.
to the Becoming Less pod. Today we have Izzy with us.
Hi.
Hey, cue the claps.
Oh, yay. Clap for myself.
Izzy, we're so happy you're here.
Me too.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a senior.
Okay.
And I'm homeschooled, but I wasn't always homeschooled. I went to a Christian private school when I was little, and then that school got shut down. So then I moved out.
Crazy.
I know, to the ranchos. And I did elementary school from 4th grade up until freshman year. And then I went homeschooled after that. And then,
Fun.
yeah, I do enrollment at Clovis Community. So I'm almost done with my GE.
Overachiever over here.
I know.
That's
It's great.
so fun.
I know. I'm excited to be almost finished with my GE. And then, of course, I have to get my bachelor's and everything else for what I want to do. But
Totally.
yeah, I mean, other than that, I come to church, go home. I played basketball for like 7 years,
Okay.
6 to 7
I know.
years.
I was just
Sorry,
asking
I'm
what you
sorry.
did this weekend. Played some basketball.
Yeah, I
Do you
did.
play pickup games? What do you do?
I mean, kind of, but I coach basketball. So right now, usually I work with older kids like 3rd and 4th grade and then 5th and 6th. But this year who do I have? I have 1st and 2nd graders.
Oh, that's
And then I have 3rd and 4th
Are
graders.
they absolutely horrible to coach?
They're not
Just
horrible.
kidding. You can't say that.
No, they're all great.
Is it like bunch ball? Them just like following
Yes,
the ball around like soccer?
kind of.
It's crazy.
Well, actually on defense, they follow their person they're defending around. Even on offense, they're never actually looking for the ball. They're just
Honestly,
really
good for
stuck
them.
on their person. So it's really funny because they just kind of like follow each other around in a circle.
Yeah.
And then I ref the games too. So I always have to be
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
hey, little Johnny, what are we doing? Why
Totally.
are we on the opposite side of the court? Like, let's go play some defense.
Totally.
But yeah, it's fun.
Good.
I brought music because I was exhausted yesterday. I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to coach. I'm so exhausted. So I
Yeah.
brought music and I played like Christian rap because it's a Christian league.
Yeah.
So, God's at the center of everything.
That's so
But
sweet.
on top of that, we use basketball to get families in who like maybe can't afford like a Clovis league
Sure.
and they come in and then they may know Jesus, they may not, but then they get to know Jesus through their kids playing
Yeah.
basketball.
Yeah.
So it's a really good program.
Yeah.
I always recommend it to like parents who like don't know what sports to put their kids in. I'm like, no, like this is a great opportunity. Like all the coaches are volunteers who are willing to pour into your children about Jesus.
Yeah.
And it's great. It really is great. Shout out Josh. He probably won't watch this, but he does so much.
Maybe.
He does so much work to put this program together. And I've been helping him since freshman year.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love coaching.
Yeah.
I love
It
coaching
sounds
more
like
than
it.
I like
Well,
playing.
I know you have a passion for basketball.
Yeah.
And we're going to get into your whole story.
Yeah.
We jumped straight in so fast.
Yeah.
But first, I didn't ask you this. Izzy,
Yes.
what is a crazy, like
Oh.
weird fact or something crazy or fun that you've done in your life that maybe I don't know? Because I would say I know you pretty well.
Yeah.
What is something about you maybe I don't know, maybe the people listening to this don't know that you want to share about yourself?
I have some pretty crazy stories. I won't share them all.
That's probably
I won't
a good
share them
thing.
all. But I have some pretty crazy stories. I think I was thinking about this question. I was like, oh my gosh, like what am I going to say? And then I was like oh, I have a lot of crazy stories from Hume Lake when I was like a camper during summer camp.
so fun.
I broke a lot of camp rules. But
The rules are in there because of you. You
Well,
and Keaton, right?
yeah, probably. I mean, one of the times I like snuck out to go see. I don't recommend this. Don't do this at camp because it's there because they're wild animals walking around and you should not be out
bears
past
will eat
curfew.
you.
They will eat you. But I did sneak out to go see my boyfriend. Never saw him, but
Good.
never got to see him.
Yes.
But he got caught and the counselors forced him to jump into the lake and then roll
That's
around.
Crazy.
Well, they call it a churro. So they force you to jump into the lake and then they force you to roll around in the sand pit where the volleyball is.
At Hume,
At Hume, this is if you go past curfew and they catch you.
I'm kind of obsessed with that.
Yeah, it's actually really funny. The next
love
morning he had sand in his hair. It was really funny. But it was insane. There was kids running everywhere. I mean, like ringing the bell, like it was insane. I was like, this is an experience that I never thought I would ever have.
Okay.
Nothing ever happened. Like I like walked out and I was like, what am I doing? So I walked back in, but then I was like, this is insane.
Yeah. Okay. And besides you breaking out, but like about you personally.
About me personally.
Like any fun fact about you, something you like to do.
Something I like to do. Maybe that's more tame.
Yeah, like, okay, this is kind of out there, but my family growing up, we always dip our Oreos in applesauce, either applesauce or peach juice. You know, those little peach cups. We'll like eat the peaches and then we dip our Oreos in the peach juice or in applesauce. So the Oreo kind of gets a little soggy in the peach juice and we eat it and we call it dessert. And we love it. It's so good. But everyone I tell has your literal same face of disgust. But it's how we were raised.
I'm just not a fan of applesauce.
That's fair. That's my like weird kind of dumb, I guess, kind of dumb fact that of. I mean, it doesn't have to be about food, but just something.
Not have to be food. Okay. What's a random fact? I
can't think of something.
I literally can't think of anything. I mean, I have like
tell me
silly things. Like I do henna.
Yeah. Okay, that's
I like henna.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How'd you get into henna?
So I actually we bought henna one time when I was like younger and I tried and I sucked at it. So I never picked it back up again. But then I went to Grace's house, who's my best friend. She goes here. You know that, but I don't know if anyone else knows that. Anyways, she's my best friend. Love her. She had henna because she is obsessed with henna. I like henna because like it's just fun, but I always like let other people do it because I'm not artistic at all. But then I picked it up again last summer and I like all of a sudden got really, really good at it. And I just love doing henna on people. So like I have like crazy pictures of like tattooing, like it's not a real tattoo, but it's like kind of a temporary tattoo type of thing. Yeah. That's like so tattooing my siblings and my mom and cousins and friends. And like they always have like crazy stuff and people are like, wow, like you're doing so good. Like you're so good. I was like, thanks. Like one thing like I'm actually like really good at and I'm proud of myself and it's like something that like I can actually show people and be like, hey, like I actually can do this and I'm actually pretty good at it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a fun fact about me is I can henna pretty well. Yeah.
I love it. And you say you do your henna on your sister.
Yes.
And your mom. Tell us a little bit about your family, how you grew up. You're the oldest sibling.
I am the oldest sibling.
Same. I get it. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so I grew up for a while. I was like for 4 years because me and my siblings are all 4 years apart.
Yeah.
Me and my sister are 4 years apart, and then my brother and my sister are 4 years apart. So me and my brother are 8 years apart.
Yeah.
That's math.
Yeah.
But
big brain.
anyways, yeah. But I was like an only child for like those first 4 years. And I have a pretty good memory of my childhood actually, which is very impressive.
Yeah.
Like I went to a private Christian school. That's where my parents put me in.
What school did you go to?
First Church of God.
Okay. Was that here in town?
First Church Christian Academy. Yeah, it was here in town. It's actually still a church.
Cute.
But the private school is no longer there.
Yeah.
It's a preschool now, but that's a whole different time. That's a whole different thing.
Sure.
But I went to the school there for a while and that was fun. I literally grew up there. Like my parents went to church there, so I was there Monday through Friday from like preschool to third grade.
From, like ever.
Yeah. And I was there Monday through Friday, took a break on Saturdays, and then I was there on Sundays for church.
That's a lot of one place.
Yeah. So I grew up in that church and everyone knows my family. It's a small church.
Yeah. That's
so sweet. Yeah, it was fun. I had a good childhood.
So where did you go after that school? Because then you said you're homeschooled now.
Yes.
But you were in another school at Fresno Christian?
Oh, I wasn't at Fresno Christian. I never actually attended school at Fresno Christian. I just played sports there.
Okay. So when did you become homeschooled?
So I became homeschooled second semester of freshman year.
Okay.
But I was out at Webster Elementary and Ranchos Middle School out in the Madera Ranchos from fourth grade to freshman year.
Yeah.
And I was there for a while and I have friends out there and I talked to people out there, but I had like some crazy things happen to me and I just needed to step away from being out there and being in public school, which I don't really talk about a lot because it's not like anyone else's business to why, but
Sure.
I'll talk about it like if people ask me like, why did you leave? Why, like, we miss you, like, come back. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, like, my life isn't out there anymore.
Sure.
Like, my life is here now. But I became homeschooled. I was struggling with some mental health issues.
Yeah.
And I was playing basketball out there. Like, I got into it during COVID. I got into basketball during COVID because I was desperate to meet people.
Yeah.
And I was never big on sports. And then I kind of fell in love with basketball a little bit. But, you know, I played 7th grade, 8th grade, freshman year, all out at the middle school and then at Liberty High in the Ranches. So
Yeah.
I had a good experience there. I mean,
Yeah.
but I left and
Yeah.
I homeschool now.
When you went homeschooled, how was that leaving basketball? Because basketball was such a big part of your life. How was it having to stop playing because you stopped going to school?
I went on independent study for a while because I like could not handle being at school because I just was not well mentally. And I was just like, it's like if you have a sickness, like you can't go to school because like you can't function fully. But like I wasn't physically sick, I was mentally sick. So I had to stay home. So I was doing independent study.
Yeah.
But I was still going to basketball practices and I was still going to games. I just couldn't always play in the games because I wasn't at school.
Sure.
I mean, they kind of bent the rules for me a little bit, but
As they do a little bit.
yeah. But our final game, I didn't get to play at all because I wasn't at practices, which was understandable because
Yeah.
you got to go to practice if you want to play in the game. And I wasn't always at practice.
Totally.
But I went to the final game. It was fun. I mean, I had teammates that I still have on Instagram and I'll talk to them every once in a while.
Yeah.
But I'll see them at other places. I'm like, oh, hey, like, how are you? And then we talk.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
There's something so special about like being on a sports team and
Yeah.
having that bond with the team.
Yes.
And just like you're like a family. And honestly, being on a sports team like teaches you, or any team, drama, band, sports, it teaches you just so much about like unity and culture and working together. And it's like, it's so beautiful. I love it. And so
I know.
it's just something like I miss and something I look back and treasure so deeply in my time of playing.
One of my coaches said once, she said, you hate this now, you hate the running, you hate it all, but once it's over and you're gonna miss it. And she goes, I miss having to get on the line with my teammates and run sprints. And
Totally.
like I decided not to play this year for my own reasons, but I'm looking at like my old teammates. I'm just kind of like, oh, like it's kind of bittersweet that I'm not playing my senior year because I've been playing for so long. True. And, you know, I switched from playing basketball at Liberty to playing basketball at Fresno Christian. And that was cool. Like I had fun there and it was really welcoming and opening for me as someone who doesn't actually go to the school, but I still made friends on the team and it was still my inner circle of people that I saw Monday through Friday and on the weekends because of sports games or tournaments or just practice. So it was kind of hot. It was kind of sad leaving them, but I knew I had to do it because I needed to move forward in a different direction.
And you needed to prioritize your mental health and healing and things like that.
Yeah.
When you were going through that struggle of your mental health and healing and working on yourself, were you a Christian at that time? Were you raised in a Christian household? What did Christianity and faith look like for you at that?
I grew up in a Christian household. I grew up in church. Like I was born. I was thrown into church. Like it was,
we believe. You talked about, yes.
I was like, you believe in Jesus? Eventually you're going to get baptized. This is what he did for us. And it was kind of like, oh, okay, like this is what my parents believe, so this is what I believe. But then as I got older, I was talking to someone earlier today. I was actually talking to my professor about it. Cool. Yeah. And I was like, he was like, I have a problem with people pushing an agenda on other people. And I was like, I don't think that people always mean to, but as like when you're a child and your family is all Christian or they believe one thing, children often believe what their parents believe because they haven't formed their own identity yet. So as I got older and I started forming my own identity, I was like, I don't think this is what I want for my life. And as I was going through my struggles of mental health, I was like, how could a good God let me go through this and like actually exist?
Sure.
So I kind of like, I knew about him. Like I said, I grew up going to Sunday school. I literally went to a school that taught.
You knew all the answers.
Taught everything about Jesus and about the Bible. And I was just like, I know it. I don't believe it.
Yeah.
And I got to the point where like, I didn't believe in heaven. I didn't believe that there was any other purpose outside of you live on earth and then you die. And it was kind of hopeless almost.
I was just going to say that. That's hard, especially when you're struggling. It's
I
hopeless.
was like
what was the change?
Well, kind of a big moment in my life that I don't always talk about, but I have brought up. I actually had planned to take my life because I was feeling hopeless. I was feeling like if I'm not needed here, like I'm not, like there's no God, like there's no purpose to life. And I might have, like, there's no need, like I don't have friends. I lost all my friends. I had just gotten out of behavioral health, and that kind of like messed up my plan to like take my life, and it like put a stop in the middle of my plan.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the heck? Like, what's wrong with, like, why would that happen? Like,
sure.
And I still didn't believe in God, even though that happened. But I had a plan to take my life, and I had a supernatural encounter with God where I was almost gone, and he came to me and he said, Izzy, I need you to stop. And I was like, what? Like, I'm barely breathing. And God's like, I have a plan for you.
Wow.
And he's like, I need you to stop. Whatever you're doing, I need you to stop right now. And I didn't believe him. And then he quite literally forced me to stop. Like, I could not move my body anymore to try to take my own life. And it's the one thing that I held on to from me not feeling like I could make it to 15 to I need to continue working, because God made a promise to me that he does have a plan for my life.
Yeah.
So even if I didn't fully believe God and everything he said, I knew right then and there that there was no other source in the world that could have come to me that way.
Sure.
Like, the crazy thing is, like, going from almost being dead to all of a sudden like having this like supernatural encounter, and you literally can't do anything about like stopping yourself or saving yourself, and this like voice just goes, stop, Isabella, I need you to stop. I need you to stop what you're doing. I need you to like put your hands down. I need you to like stop what you're doing, because I need you here.
Yeah.
I have a purpose for you, and I have a plan for you. And I really felt like there was no need for me to be here. And to hear God say, I need you here.
Yeah. And to like know that he has a purpose and a plan for you, and that like he's made you and loves you. And
exactly.
And you do have a purpose and plan. How has that changed the way that you now walk forward in your life now?
I actually have a verse. I'll read it to you because I keep it on my phone screen.
Yeah.
But it's Acts 20:24, and it says, however, I consider my life worth nothing to me. My only aim is to finish the race and complete the task the Lord Jesus has given me, the task of testifying to the good news of God's grace. And with that, I found that verse, and I was like, what does this like really mean to me? And I was thinking about like, how has that like really changed my life? With that, like, since God's saying, I have a plan for you, I have a purpose for you, I do choose to like run my race of coming to God and running this race of life. Like, even when I have nothing to give God and I feel like I have nothing I can, like, there's nothing I can do, like, my only purpose is to continue to run my race and bring glory to God. There are other people out there who feel the same way. There's other people who have gone through the same things I've gone through, and they may not know that it's okay to be where you are, and all you have to do is put your head down and keep running. Yeah. Like, there's no stopping. Which has been really big for me, because for the longest time, like, I still struggled with the, like, why am I still here, God? Like even coming
Your
back.
purpose.
I was like, what am I doing here? Like, what is my purpose?
Mm-hmm.
And it was very much like your purpose here is to bring my light to other people. You like, it's not you. You're not doing this on your own.
Totally.
You're not God. You're not this. Like, I am him. And he was like, and you are going to bring, well, I'm going to bring you to other people.
Totally. You get to be his, like his mouthpiece and his hands and his feet in this world and bring that light into the people you encounter and the people around you.
Like,
how do you feel like, I know some of your story and just how you've like have a heart for serving and serving his people and serving kids. And so how have you brought that light that he's like put inside of you, his Holy Spirit, and brought that to the people around you? And that passion that you have for that.
I've always felt very passionate about missions work and working with kids. Even as a kid, I always had a heart for other kids. I have this first grade teacher. My first grade teacher.
Your current first grade teacher?
My first grade teacher when I was in first grade. She works with a program, Welcome Home Outreach. In Mexico. And she was going there for a long time. Like, you know, every year she would go down there. She would help build a house, help work with the families there and the children there. And then she would come back. So she really inspired me to want to do the same thing. So I got this idea off of Disney Channel, which is crazy.
Hilarious.
I know. And I was like, I'm going to literally just collect shoes for my next birthday and send them with Miss Matheny
with her
to Mexico to give to the children who don't have shoes. And it'd be crazy how many kids like were just grateful and how many people donated shoes for my birthday. And it was like, I was like insane. It was crazy. And I think about that time and I'm like, I really wanted to be a missionary. Like I wanted to be just like Miss Matheny, who she now lives in Mexico full time and she works there. With Welcome Home Outreach.
Oh, that's really awesome.
And I just got to go see her back in August.
Did you? Is that who you went?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I went to go see her, worked with her, built a house, but then I got to like meet different people and eat in random strangers' homes, like and made like relationships with people that like I didn't even know existed. It was crazy. It was really cool. But where was I going with this?
Serving,
yes.
Serving
kids, yes. Okay, so I actually, when I stepped away, I was like, I don't want to be a missionary. I don't want to do that. I'm going to be a dentist. So I decided I wanted to be a dentist.
That's so funny. I actually didn't know that about you.
For the longest time, I was like, they make good money. Like, it's quite interesting. Like, why not get my doctorate?
Talk to people all day.
Yeah,
so
like,
fun.
Why not?
I actually wanted to be a dental hygienist. We could have been a dynamic duo.
We could have been a dynamic
Look at us.
And here we are in church. Once I came back to Christ, they needed a children's pastor for my father's church.
Was it a church your dad attended?
Yes, it was the same church that I went to.
For preschool.
Preschool. Yeah, that church needed a children's pastor. And I was not living quite the life that I probably should have been living. But I stepped up and I was like, hey, like I like working with kids. Like I can write lessons. I can have fun with them. And they were like, okay, cool. Here's your office. Here's your budget. Like if you need anything, like this is your unpaid job.
High school.
Yeah, I was going into my sophomore year.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah, crazy. So I worked with them for a while, writing lessons every week, planning things, talking to parents. I did an entire VBS. I planned an entire VBS at the ripe age of 16.
Wow.
That was insane. That was a lot of work on my own. I had people who helped me, but I was like, that was a lot of work. Looks great on resumes though, but not the purpose of, sorry. That's not the purpose to why I did it. But I started doing that because I felt kind of called to like start teaching. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I am not the one. God, like, I am not the one for you to like to use me to teach to people. I was like, I can teach the kids though. Started doing that, and I started teaching on questions that I had.
Yeah.
I wanted answers to.
That's
so like,
cool.
why do I fear God? Why should I fear God? What does it look like to fear God?
And you're like, this is something I'm wrestling with.
Yeah.
And then having to do your own research. And
Exactly.
Then being able to,
exactly. And then doing that on top of school, like it all kind of just like worked together, and it was nice. And then I started going to youth group here.
Sure.
And
how did you find out about Cross City? And
I actually started going to Cross City before I started going to youth group. So I was going like 8th grade, freshman year-ish.
Yeah.
And I was going with my mom. My mom was taking me. But like, I was like, okay, whatever, I'm never going to go to the youth group. But then I had a friend in here, and my mom was like, I want you to reach out to her. Have her take you with, like, go together. And I was like, okay. So she was a sophomore. So as a freshman, I was in the sophomore group because I was with my friend, which is not what you're supposed to do, but it's fine.
Preach it, girl. That's
it's okay. It's okay.
Got you here.
I was like, okay, whatever. So I started coming to youth group, and then I left for a little bit.
Okay.
I kind of like, I had like this bad experience with one person, and I was like, oh, like, if this is what all church people are like, then I don't really want to be here. So I left. But I came back, and I started I didn't just start teaching here the minute I came back. I came back and I got placed in Denise's small group.
Okay. How did you meet Denise?
Well, that's a crazy story. I actually, because I was struggling with my mental health, I was trying to find ways to help myself. Because like, well, if God actually wants me here, I guess I should find a way to like deal with being here. So I went, and they kept talking about regeneration for adults. And I was like, oh, I didn't know it was 18 plus. So I was like, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
So 15, I showed up to the first meeting.
What is regen? I keep like question after question, but they all lead together.
Yeah. So regen is a program where if you've sinned, which we all have. Which we all have. If we've sinned, which you'll have, regen's great for everyone.
Totally.
It helps you work through your sin struggles, and it helps you find a way to walk with Christ better and past the way you used to live.
That's awesome.
Because we all have this BC era before Christ, and we all have a after Christ era. And where we go once we recognize that we lived a life before Christ and we're now after Christ, and how do we continue after that? Yeah.
Because the things that we've struggled with don't just go away, right? They're still there. They still are still
and
things.
If you don't speak about it, then it continues to build up inside your heart.
Totally.
And then you continue to struggle with the same thing over and over again. And I know that to be personally true.
Yeah.
But I went there, and one of the leaders was like, hey, like, you're 15. I don't know if you know this or not, but you can't be here. And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, you have to be 18 to be here. Like, this is an adult group. And I was like, no one specified that. Sure. And I felt like super hopeless because I thought like this was going to fix me.
You're like, I put myself out there. I'm trying to jump into this program, and you just got shut down.
I got shut down, and it felt like every time I took a step forward, Satan shut the door, and I had to take 2 steps back. And it was super frustrating. But while I was there, I opening up to one of the ladies, and I was like, what am I supposed to do here? Like, I'm feeling hopeless. I'm feeling this way. Like, there's nothing I can do. Like, do you go to the youth group here? And I was like, I mean, I do. I'm in Mikkel's group. Love Mikkel's group. I actually ended up being at the Region for adults that same night. And they told me Denise's group had gone through similar things that I have gone through. Yeah. And I was like, okay, like, that's cool. Like, no diss to Mikkel's girls. Like, I love Mikkel's girls, and I have great friends in there.
Totally.
They were like, let's see if this group works better for you. If you can feel like you can open up more about what you're going through. And I was like,
so you were able to talk to Denise about
that? So I met Denise. Yeah. She wasn't even supposed to be there.
That's awesome.
And she was like, I don't know why I'm here. I just kind of feel like I have to show up. So she showed up to Regen that night, and I happened to need to talk to someone, and she happened to be there, and she's the person I talked to.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so I got plugged in with Denise's group, but I was still feeling hopeless because I was like, in my head, I was like, Regen's going to fix everything.
Totally.
Which Regen was not going to fix everything, but it could help me bring me back to Christ. Yeah. So I was like, oh, like if Regen was supposed to like fix everything, like what happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
And within the next day, actually, my mom got a call from Cross City saying that there was a regeneration for students at the well.
Amazing.
And they had an open spot, and that what's his name? Do you know his name from the well? KO was gonna call my mom.
There we go.
I don't know why I blanked. It was
what's his name? I was like, I gotta start naming off some names.
It was in my head, and I just could not.
Yeah.
Sorry, KO. Anyways, they're like, he's gonna call your mom.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. KO calls my mom. It's like, hey, we have one open spot, one open book. That's
crazy.
$20. If you can get down here in the next 30 minutes before I have to leave, like your daughter will have a spot in regeneration for students. So my mom threw me in the car. We went down there to the well, and I got my book. I met him, and he kind of went over everything. He's like, you've missed a week. That's fine. I just need you to catch up here.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. So I did it, and I ended up meeting these great group of girls, and I'm meeting these great group of people, and I did my testimony, and I got to share, I like blanked. I got to share my life with other people who were going through different things and the same things all at the same time. And I found some like deep, like sin-rooted struggles that like I didn't know that I had. And it kind of broke the first surface level of my past trauma, my past issues. And later being here, Denise had asked me to share my testimony with the pastors, kind of like the pastors here, but for the youth ministry, and with like Zach and Chase and everyone else. Share my Regen testimony and try to show why regeneration for students should be at Cross City. So me and my mom, it was really scary actually to open up to like the church.
It's hard to open up in general. And then with a group of pastors, I can imagine how.
That was so scary. But I opened up. I shared my testimony, and regeneration for students is now here at Cross City.
Yes, it is.
And I did it here at Cross City for the second time.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so cool how when you take like one small step of like faith out in like confidence and obedience like to the Lord, how much he just takes it and like exponentially like grows your small step of obedience of like you reached out to go to Regen, and then you found a life group or a small group here that you are now like so deeply rooted and connected with, leaders that you love, who love you, and you're connected with. You got to share your testimony with so many pastors and helped launch Regen here at Cross City. So like it's so cool to see the way that your small step is of faithfulness.
It's crazy.
That takes a lot of bravery and courage, because that's scary.
It was super scary.
Totally.
Like, oh no, like the entire like I'm literally opening up my entire life to the almost half the
just
church.
Like the
I'm so
rawest
scared.
parts of you.
And I was like, okay, I got to be vulnerable with it, and like how am I going to share my testimony? But it all worked out.
Good.
And with that, God really started to call me to teach. So I talked to Denise, because Denise was my leader, and I was like, how can I step out in obedience this way as well? And she was like, well, we could talk to Zach, and talk to Zach, because you guys weren't here yet. You and Chase weren't here yet. So, we kind of talked to Zach, and he was like, hey, like, can't really teach in high school. You can't teach in middle school because you are still a high schooler yourself.
For sure.
But we can get you connected with Audrey, she's now the young adults pastor, but she used to be the kids kids director. I was gonna say pastor, but she's the director.
Yeah.
Same difference, but yeah. The kids director. So I got connected with her and I started teaching here. But it was really cool because she really poured into me. And it wasn't just, oh, like you're teaching. Like I got to see like the raw background of kids ministry, like what it looks like to come super early and set things up and plan things and run group and go and open all the cabinets and have random meetings and go over your lesson with people.
There's so much more that goes into it, like behind the scenes that you like don't even think of, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we just show up sometimes, but you don't think about all the things.
She got me plugged in with her in the 4th grade.
Until someone comes alongside you and is like, hey, especially when you want to go into ministry, they really get to like mentor you and show you the behind the scenes of what goes on.
So that was really cool. Yeah. And I stayed in 3rd and 4th grade until, well, I was there for my 5th grade girls. They're from 3rd grade, then 4th grade. And then 4th grade, I was like, how would you guys feel if I moved up to flight with you? And they were like, please, Miss Izzy, I'm so scared to go somewhere new by myself. And I was like, okay, I will. Yeah. So I have my group of 5th grade girls.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that I've been with since they were in 3rd grade.
That's so
And
fun.
hopefully I can move up with them throughout high school and stuff.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so fun.
Yeah, I know. I love them so much. And we have really great conversations every Saturday. Yeah.
How have you seen the Lord work in your life through serving these kids?
It helps keep me accountable for who I am and my actions. One of my biggest struggles with my walk with Christ is I don't want to even say the want, but the grieving of having to leave my worldly life behind. And I feel like it's not talked about often, but there is like this like grieving process of like leaving something new. So like leaving partying and leaving certain languages that I was using, like cussing and like, you know, hanging out with certain friends and doing certain things with certain people and boyfriends and all this stuff, like having to leave that all behind, like, and start completely new in a new place, like, is so hard.
Well, because the world makes it seem so enticing, right? Yeah. It's like this brand new shiny thing that the world tries to suck you into, but in the end really leaves you feeling empty and lonely, and it's so unfulfilling. And
so I oftentimes like forget that. I forget why I left, and I forget why I have chosen to live a life with Christ. So through serving, I always have to think, like, if I'm going to make a decision, it's always I signed a contract. Does this go against the contract? Could this decision possibly get me kicked out of serving these kids? Am I living a lifestyle that's reflecting Christ, or am I being like a hypocrite?
Totally.
And that really keeps me in check. Because I'm like, no, if the answer is no or maybe, then for sure I need to go in a different direction.
For sure.
So it really helps me keep me accountable for my own life.
Sure.
And if I want to preach in and like pour into these girls, like, I need to make sure what's being poured into me is godly, because whatever I pour into my heart is going to overflow into others, or outside of me, not into others, but if I'm pouring into these girls, like, and I'm not,
like, they look up to you.
They look up to me. And if I'm not living a life that represents Christ, like, maybe I, like, it's kind of like this self-check, like, what are you doing?
Totally.
Like, Isabella, like, you need to like lock back in, because you're not.
Well, and you talked about your small group too, with like accountability of these girls, and Denise and Hannah's group of kind of going through very similar things as you. How has that group helped you grow closer to Christ, and having peers now, not people that you're mentoring, but how have peers been able to grow you closer to Christ in your walk through your mental health and just your growing?
So my small group has played a super big role in my walk with Christ, because they just like really like pour into me. And I know that like if I'm doing something wrong and I bring it up to my small group, they're gonna be like, hey girl, like, girl, what are you doing? And I'm like, don't say that.
I've been in your
like,
small
what?
group and you guys are like raw and honest and like hold each other accountable, which is like very encouraging, because a lot of times like it's hard to call someone out, right?
Yeah.
But like us as believers, we need that, and we need people to be able to call us out and hold us to a standard when we aren't reaching that standard, right? Yeah.
So my small group does that.
Yeah.
And we're super open, we're super honest. We try to keep everything super like biblically accurate, if that makes sense. So like Denise is very good at being like, hey, like you just said this, but like it kind of contradicts what the word of God says. And we'll be like,
that's not true.
And we'll be like, oh, really? And we're always learning something new. Like we're always like sharpening each other's minds and our spirit. Yeah. Well, I mean, the Bible says like iron sharpens iron, just as good friendship sharpens each other. Like, and it's so true, because with my small group, like I can be open and I can be honest, and they can help hold some of the burdens that I'm holding myself. If I'm keeping it in, then it gets heavy. But if I'm opening up and giving some pieces to my group as a whole, like they can help uplift me and point me back to Christ, which also helps keep me accountable. And it also makes me want to be better for them, makes me want to be better for my girls. It makes me want to be better for the future generation that I could be pouring into.
Sure.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good. How have you seen, because you've talked about your mental health and people along the way who have helped you, and how you felt the Lord really speak to you and say, Isabella, you have purpose and I have a plan for you. How have you seen the hard things that you have gone through? How have you seen God use that for good, maybe in your life, or how has he used that for good to help then come alongside someone else who has struggled with maybe something similar to what you have?
Because I've been through a whole lot. And with that comes like being able to have a wide and big variety of understanding of a lot of different things.
A lot of compassion.
And forgiveness.
Yeah.
For mistakes. And I'm not going to say that I'm not judgmental, but I try not to be, because oftentimes I can be like, no, I've been exactly where you are and there's no judgment from me, because we all start somewhere. So with that, I've been able to come beside friends and family and be open about what I'm going through and be like, hey, like I've been through X, Y, and Z too, and it's going to suck, but there's always something better that God has in store. Like just because I always want to let people know, like, especially when they're going through hard, rough times, is that God's heart is breaking just as much as yours is. He's hurting because you're hurting. Yeah. And he's going to restore it. Even if it, like, we live in a sinful world, so awful things are going to happen, but we have a good, gracious God who's going to come and restore it all. I mean, in Revelations, it literally says the battle is already won. Yeah. And we can have hope in the fact that, not that the world's going to end, but in the fact that, like, we know that God has already won the battle. Yeah. Like, there is literally, like, why the devil even tries to continue, I don't know. It's kind of embarrassing. But, sorry. It's kind of embarrassing, but, like, he's already won, and we could have hope in the fact that, like, what we're going through now does not compare to what God has planned for us. I love that verse in Romans. I think it's like Romans 8:28. It says that, am I right? I don't know. He's too busy.
I also can't read your mind. I don't know what verse you're talking about.
Well, it goes, what you're going through now does not compare to what God has planned for you. It's like Romans 8:28, right? Am I wrong? Or is it like Romans 8:18?
Is it while we were still sinners, Christ died for us?
No.
Okay.
Here, hold on.
Sorry, girlfriend. Don't
I
know.
have it.
That's okay.
I have it. I have it here. I'll find it because it's one of those
So like
verses.
the pain you're going through now doesn't compare
Yes.
to the glory that God.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, what that verse is though,
Yeah.
I don't. What I think it's like Romans 8:28.
We'll have to fact check it after this.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out after.
Romans
But
8:18.
I said Romans 8:18, but after I said,
Romans 8:28. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
like-
Romans 8:28 is while we were still sinners, Christ died for us.
I think so. I think
Yes.
so. I think so.
Got him. Okay.
Yeah, they're both great verses, but I was talking about Romans 8:28.
Love. Romans is just a great book in general.
Oh,
Can't
I
go
love
wrong.
Romans.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite books.
Fantastic.
But yeah, I mean, it's come out in small group when some of my girls will like be talking about like things they're going through, and I could be like, hey, like I gone through this, but this is what the word of God says about it.
Yeah.
And this is how I got through it, and you're different than I am.
Yeah.
But I encourage you to maybe like pray about it
Yeah.
and
That's
really like go open the word of God and read it.
Yeah.
But even with that, like, because I coach basketball, like,
Totally.
and we always have devotionals mid practice. So yesterday we were talking about diligence, and I can really relate to diligence in our walk with Christ. And yeah, like, oh, we have to have diligence and we got to work hard for God. But the verse we're taught, the verse of the week is nothing we do for the Lord is ever useless.
Mm-hmm.
So I really live by that. So I was trying to explain to these first and second graders, like,
Totally.
practice doesn't always make perfect, but it builds endurance.
Sure.
And our walk with Christ
Yeah.
is a constant practice for enduring the future.
Yeah.
So I had to put it in different words so they understand.
Good.
But
yeah.
like stuff like that, like going through what I went through, like God came to me and I was like, God, like what? Like, why am I going through all this? Like, I went through X, Y, and Z and I was feeling bad for myself. And God was like, well, just because you're practicing in basketball doesn't mean you're going to be perfect.
Mm.
You're on the line, you're running, but it's just building endurance for the game.
Yeah.
And
You have to go through the hard things to
Yes.
build endurance to be able to
Exactly.
run the race. And-
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it all comes back to like this sports ideal of, you know, like running a race, and whether you're into sports or not, we are running a race for the Lord. And there are going to be trials that we're going to go through, but the things that we have gone through and that we've overcome with Christ are what's going to prepare us to be able to fight temptation in the future, or, you know, rebuke that sin, or, you know, be able to recognize the sin that's in the world and be able to say no, like I'm gonna be different, and I'm gonna walk with God instead.
I love that.
Yeah. So I had to like word that to the kids differently.
Yeah.
But
That's so good though, Izzy. And I feel like a pattern that I've like heard throughout your story is like you've talked about hope.
yeah.
Hopelessness and how you felt hopeless in like your situation and the things that you've gone through and your mental health and struggles, and then like how the Lord has taken you like on this journey of you know, like draws you closer to him, and then there's moments where you don't feel it, but right now you can look back and see how he's worked in your life and how you have hope for a future, and how you can talk to the people around you and encourage the next generation to have hope.
Yeah.
And in the future, and for the things that the Lord is doing. And you're probably going to have more battles, you know, and more storms in your life, but you know, and you can have hope that God is good and that he is working everything for a purpose and a plan in your life.
Yeah.
So I have one last question for you.
Yeah.
How can you, or what advice would you give to the next generation, to someone up here, on how to become less? So this is the Becoming Less pod.
Yes.
What advice would you give to someone on how to become less, how to become less of us and more like Jesus?
I would say definitely you have to constantly choose to lay your life down for Christ. Yeah. You have to constantly deny yourself. And that is one way that I have definitely myself have learned to become less, so that God can become more, because sometimes I have to say no to opportunities, even within the church.
Yeah.
But then someone else may get that opportunity. And I'm understanding that God is becoming more, and I'm stepping back in humility, and I'm like, I'm letting someone else do that because I can't.
Totally.
Or it's saying no to temptation.
Yeah.
Or I want to go to a party and I want to have a boyfriend, but I'm having to say no at the moment because I know what God has planned for me instead is going to be greater, because ultimately in this moment, God needs to be uplifted and I need to be able to step back and let him go first. Yeah. And it's the constant denying and picking up your cross. It's a daily choice that I have to make every single second of the day. It's literally a choice. I'm like, okay,
it's
like
so difficult.
Yeah.
And so like, I love that so much. And really, like, if you don't think about it, it slips your mind, right?
Exactly.
And so you have to constantly be like reminding yourself to make those choices.
Well, like teenagers and kids are just incapable of making rational decisions. And it's just, I say that because it's neurological and it's scientific. Like our brains just aren't developed. And I know myself, like if I'm left to my own devices, like I did not make great decisions.
Sure.
So like it's the constant like, no, like you are going to church, you are serving in kids ministry, and you're going to have to say no to certain things in this world.
And it's recognizing that too.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like the choosing to recognize it and the choosing to like say no and have the self-control.
That's good.
Which I have to practice every day.
Totally.
But it's all worth it. It's all worth it because it's all for Christ.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, when I have to answer to him, it's going to be worth it.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for that day. But
I love that.
I can't wait to also live out the rest of my life, bringing him glory till then.
Good.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, it's been so special having you on the podcast.
I know.
Letting everyone get to know you a little bit better and a little bit more of your story. And so you're awesome. And so I'm just excited for this to launch, to get out there and just taking time to chat with you today.
I know. I had fun.
I did too.
Okay.
You're the best. We'll see you. Any last words?
I was going to say something. I can't say that. I was going to say...
Cut.
Okay, bye guys.